Fire away, gentlemen.
What did you do right tonight?
Well, first half we did a lot of things right. We did a lot of things right the first half. We got shots we wanted. Kids did a good job of executing against. They run a funky 3-2 zone. It's one of the reasons someone asked why we didn't get to the free throw line. They don't foul a lot out of the zone, and I think it's Coach Campy has it in order so that they don't get in foul trouble. We only got to the free throw line 9 times. But with that being said, thought we did a good job defensively. But we had some breakdowns. Second half, for stretches, we did good things. One of the things we didn't do when we had the game, what I call in the balance, a 4 or 6 point ball game, we turned the ball over. We had bad turnovers in that regard. But, I thought for the most part, kids did a good job of competing. As you can see, we had a couple of young men that I can't explain. It's very explicable, the turnovers, and turnovers at a bad time. I don't think they were, you have forced and you have unforced. No, those were definitely the unforced nature. So, what do you say? Oakland's a good team. They compete. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Like I said, we did some good things, but against good teams, you have to do more than some good things. You have to do a lot.
Can you talk about defending their 2 guards? They had a pretty good night.
You look at the stat sheet. It didn't look like we did a good job. We did kid had 25. That's not. But it's one of those things that we knew he could do, and we didn't do a great job. We had breakdowns. He's an excellent shooter. Not a very good. He's an excellent shooter. Did a pretty good job on Jonathan Jones. He hit some big shots in the clutch. I thought, for the most part, LJ, did a decent job on him. Really made him work to get whatever he got. But, Kane gets hit shots when they need his shots. He hit some tough ones with hands up. And so, that's what seniors do.
I see you went to the full court press early on in the first half. Was that kind of a result of?
We have to figure out a way to and I thought it was effective in the fact that, make teams and still let teams just walk into their offense. Now they have to, kind of work, and gives us opportunity to play more young men. And so it was, I was very happy with that,
Was that something that came about as a result of how effective it kind of was the other night?
Well, no, it's something that, we do every day. I think it was just a concerted choice that we needed to do something to kind of switch the tide, and it's probably something we're going to do a lot more of, in the future.
I seen Zane didn't play today.
He's injured. If you look, he had a cast on his foot.
Is he out?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play with a cast on his foot. I would think, with a cast on his foot, I think he's going to be out for a little while. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was something. Yeah, he got hurt in practice. We really don't know. It was really non-contact. He said he stepped or tripped over someone's foot, and I guess he really messed it up pretty bad. Don't think it's broke, but they can't tell if there's any ligament damage or anything because it's so swollen, so they put him in a cast, until after the holidays to see if that will help with the swelling. It's one of the worst I've seen in a long time. It really is the size of a softball or grapefruit, so, just don't know.
Which day did that happen?
Excuse me?
Which day did that happen?
It happened this morning.
This morning? You obviously don't have no timetable yet. You just know he's going to be out for some time.
Exactly.
Kind of talk about you guys' inside play. You got their big guys in foul trouble and get some offensive
Yeah,
rebounds.
we did, but we didn't do a great job. We could have did a better job. We didn't, maybe I'm a hard critic. I'm not impressed with Dobbins 4 for 9. That 4 for 9 probably should have been a 7 for 9. Especially with, Benson being in foul trouble and us doing, such a good job attacking him. But we had point-blank looks where, point-blank, and you have to make people pay in that regard. Then we had touches where we turned it over in the post, where we're getting good post position. So, decent job, but we could do a better job in that regard.
Seems like Dobbins isn't really playing up to his potential right now. What can you attribute that to, and do you see it changing anytime in the near future?
or it's going to have to change, or someone else is going to play. You know, it's one of those things that where he could help us tremendously if he does get to, you know, his production. You know, you're right. He's not doing what he's capable. When you get point blank looks, you know, I don't know how many coaches can get you the ball 2-3 feet from the bucket. Now it's up to, you know, we're not asking you to shoot 20-footers. You know, so it's one of those things. I think, you know, hopefully the couple of days off are doing some good, and he'll come back and, you know, be regenerated in that regard, because we need him to play a little bit better.
You talk about Will Cooper.
Better. He had a good effort. But he had some key defensive breakdowns. And, you know, when you're a third-year guy, you can't have the – I think he fouled Kangas on a 3 for a 4-point play. At the game was a crucial, you know. And it goes to show, I think it was a 6-point game.
Yeah, took from 6 to 2.
We miss a layup. 4-point game, we make the layup. We miss it, they go in transition, 4-point play. 6-point swing, you know, in a matter of 10 seconds. And so those are key plays. Those are key plays that veteran teams like Oakland, they jump on. And they really, you know, once they got that double-digit lead, it was really, you know, whereas we make the layup on this end, I think we still keep them somewhat tight. You know, so that was a huge play. Huge play.
Do you see another element in this game with the in-state opponent and maybe you guys recruiting over the same type players, nothing like that?
Nah, it was just another game, another day. Got great respect for them and Coach Campy, and, you know, it's a game we'll play every year, and, you know, it is what it is.
You guys played a pretty tough non-conference schedule.
Would you say that? Huh?
You know you had.
Oh, okay. We're not done. We still have Illinois. We still have Temple. We still have,
ahead, but,
yeah.
And you guys are still 2-9. Does that become frustrating for you and your team?
Absolutely, because you work every day. You practice every day to have some type of what do I want to say, achievement. And so, you know, a lot of times with young kids and coaches alike, we judge ourselves on the end result, not the manner in which it takes to get there. You know, and I'm trying to get them that, you know, I put them in a tough position. I put them in a very tough position. But, you know, that was expecting our best player would be available. We got invited to a prestigious tournament, NIT. You don't turn them down. And so it's tough for young kids. And so now how we fight through this period is going to be very key. I think we have a lot of fight. I think we're going to get better. I think we're going to be more than fine come conference time. You know, as I said, we have some tough games still left ahead that are going to test us.
You feel that you guys play down to your opponent sometimes? Because
We
you
haven't.
started up at Purdue 8-0, and you started up at Michigan. You got a real nice start up at Michigan as well, and then you know, a team like this. Not saying that OU isn't a good team, but they're just not
Oakland
the
is
caliber.
picked to win their conference.
Right, but I mean they're not the caliber of a Purdue.
Oakland is picked to win their conference. Anytime you're picked to win your conference, I don't care what conference Division I, you're a pretty darn good team. And you look at the teams they played a heck of a schedule. They played a heck of a schedule, and they're picked to win their conference. And they're going to be right there at the end of the day. So, you know, that playing down, playing up, no such thing. No such thing in that regard. Not to cut you off, but you understand where I'm going with that.
Do you
Yeah.
see this tough non-conference schedule helping you guys out later in the season?
I think so. I really do. And you know, more, I really do. I don't think you can do anything but help. But, you know, it's one of those things, once you throw it up in conference season, it changes too. I think if we can do some of the positive things that we've done in non-conference, you know, it'll pay off. I think Oakland, everybody they played in our conference, they beat. I think they played, how many teams? They've beaten all of them that they played thus far. Toledo, you know, I don't know, Bowling Green, you know, they played them yet. But, you know, I think so we're going to fare pretty well once we get back on a, you know, equal playing field in that regard. You good? You guys have a happy holidays. All right, much as possible.